Hi, this is McPeak, and this is episode 10.3 of McPeak Into My World. And today is Tuesday, June 22nd, and it is my last night on the Stanford campus before I go spend some much needed downtime, some quality time with my Arkansas friends. I'll be seeing Amy Fujimoto, who was a student of mine in my graduate school days. But we are very good best buddies now. And then I'm also seeing Kyle Harrison, who was also a student of mine. And I haven't seen him since he graduated and went on to medical school. So it's been probably almost, oh my God, like 15 years. That's really scary. But I'm going to spend some time with them, and then I fly back home to Redlands on Thursday night. Um, so I'm a little emotional today, a little puffy-eyed. Um, Tomorrow's the last day of the conference that I'm here for, and I'm really excited for what lies ahead, but I'm really sad to see this particular academic slash fiscal year end for my time on the executive committee. But that is going to be another story for another day, so that's the reason why I look terrible. So I want to talk about something fun, and I want to talk about my marathon finally. For those of you who have been tuning in since January, you know that one of my 10 things for 2010 was to train for and run a marathon with Team in Training. And on June 6th, I accomplished that goal, but I kind of need to backtrack because when I left you all in April for a couple months, was just dealing with some foot pain, and I found out that I had a calcaneal heel spur, and that was what was causing my foot to ache. And basically, it's a symptom of people who are considered weekend runners, not people who run for a living or real athletes. Not that I'm not a real athlete, but I'm not a real athlete. Um, so I learned that I needed to be fitted for proper shoes, and then I needed to think about some other things with regards to my running, like what side of the street I'm running on and the direction and things like that. But quite honestly, once I got fit for the right shoes, that foot pain went right away, and I really started hitting the miles good. So in the 2 months, the rest of April and all of May, our mileage increased, and I did 15 miles the first week after I got my shoes, and then we did an 18-mile, and then we did a 20-mile with some tapering in between, so a couple 13-mile runs in there. And the day that we ran our 20-mile run was really exciting for me because I ran with some friends, and I finished the 20 miles in 3 hours and 32 minutes, which was right at about a 10-minute and 30-second pace. And so I was thinking, if I can keep that up for this marathon, then I'm definitely going to break 4.5 hours. And not that that was my ultimate goal. It would have been cool, but... So I was really stoked, and I was thinking, okay, I can totally do this. And then the knee discomfort started, and it wasn't happening while I was running. When I was running, I was feeling great. And the endorphins and the motivation and the endurance was totally keeping me going. But then for a couple of days after, I would just have this horrible knee pain on the left side of my knee. And did some talking to some folks. I went and saw the athletic trainer at Redlands, and sort of the overall consensus was that I might have overused my IT band because of the way that I was running and the side of the street that I was running on and always running against traffic. So I tried to change that up a little bit in the 2 weeks before the marathon, but I think at that point the damage was done. Our coaches really trained us well, but I think in the grand scheme of things, folks with Team in Training who sign on to be coaches, they're trying to get non-runners in the right type of shape to run or walk this endurance event of 26.2 miles. And so we were running 6 days a week. And in retrospect, now having done some research on marathoning, I think that was probably 2 days a week too much. And I was putting a lot of pressure on my feet and on my knees. So in those last 2 weeks, I think my IT band on my left knee was just trying to tell me that I needed to back way the hell off. So on marathon day, I was totally pumped, and I was like, I'm gonna totally do this, and I was excited. and I felt good, and my teammates were with me, and we had a plan. We were going to run together for as long as we could, and if anybody was just having a really good day, then they could break off and it was all right. So we had a plan, and we had permission to go and kick ass if we wanted to. And then at mile 2, my left knee started to hurt significantly. And for about 30 minutes, I was just completely crushed. And I thought, oh my God, I have to make a choice. I either have to quit or I have to run with this pain and just, push through it. And of course, the latter was the direction that I wound up going, because there was pretty much no friggin' way that I wasn't going to finish. I'd been through too much, and I wanted that damn medal. So I pushed through it, and I had to do a lot of mind over matter and tell myself, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. You can do it. You can do it. Run, run. And really just sort of got into the zen, because I would be running with my teammates, and they were chatting away, just having a good old time. But I would be really quiet, and someone would go, yo, McPeak, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, my left knee hurts. And so there was a lot of back and forth between folks who, well, I'm gonna pull over for a minute and I'm gonna do some stretching, or I'm really tired, I need to walk, and for those folks' experience, like, I totally respect the decisions that people were making, but I couldn't do that for me. I had to keep running, and I had to run as much as I could. At one point, I'd caught up to one of my teammates, Nancy, who I think in the grand scheme of things is a much more accomplished runner than I am. But we made a conscious choice to walk with each other for probably about 3 to 5 minutes, just to sort of break it down and get our motivation back to keep pushing through. At that point, I want to say we were maybe at mile 18 or 19. And then when we hit the 21-ish mile mark, I was looking at the watch that I was borrowing. And that watch was telling me that we had a good chance of breaking a 5-hour marathon, and I was really excited about that. I told Nancy, I said, we could pick it up a little bit, and we're totally going to break 5 hours. And she stuck with me for a little bit and then wanted to walk again. So she, again, gave me permission to just go for it, and I did. And I ran my ass off those last 3 to 4 miles and caught up with one of my coaches there at the tail end. And I'll never forget what Dustin did for me, because I think he really got me to the finish line. He got on the course with me, and he started running with me, and he was pointing ahead, and he says, okay, I want you to look forward. And this was at mile like 25. And he says, I want you to look ahead, because there's a white canopy over there, and once you get to that white canopy, you're just going to kick it, and you're going to give it everything you've got. And you're going to rush through these crowd of people, and they're going to be cheering for you, and you're going to feel that, motivation and that excitement, and you're going to push through, and you're going to finish. And I was like, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And my knee was killing me, and I just wanted to cry. And so I did everything that he said, and I just started kicking it. And I'm really paying attention to my watch, and I'm like, break the 5 hours. I got to break the 5 hours. Well, in the team in training before the pasta dinner the night before, they tell you, don't look at your watch when you cross the finish line, because there's going to be all these pictures, and you don't want to be the one at the finish line who's looking like this. And I didn't want to be that person, so I totally didn't look at my watch, and I crossed the finish line, raising my arms triumphantly over my head, and so excited, smiling, hi. And then I looked down at my watch, and my watch said like 5:01 and 9 seconds or something, and I was like, fuck, I didn't do it. But at that point, the emotion hits you, and I finished my first marathon, and it was beautiful. And of course, I cried and got emotional, and it was just really overwhelming. But I'm looking at my little counter here, and it's telling me that I'm at 9 minutes, and I don't think YouTube will let me post over 10. So I'm going to have to take this to a part 2. But suffice to say, while I did not break 5 hours, I finished in 5 hours, 44 seconds, and I believe that I was the oldest person on my team to finish the fastest. And I don't know exactly what that means, but it was pretty cool, and I got my medal. So I'm going to sign off for now, but I'm going to do one more video blog in the morning and get that posted, and we'll talk more from there. So thank you for checking out a McPeak into My World, episode 10.3.